Hi, I'm Heather Moore, and this is the Cable News Roundup for May 28th. I'll start with Fox News and the O'Reilly Factor. So he says American foreign policy is in disarray and that we are at a loss against ISIS. Then he gives a surprisingly high statistic that 1/3 of Americans live in a home that receives government assistance, not including Medicare or Social Security. The former governor of New York, George Pataki, has announced his bid for president. And while the unemployment rate is only 5.4% nationwide, he skews the numbers, saying that more than 93 million Americans are not in the labor force. If there are roughly 315 million Americans, then by O'Reilly's count, nearly 30% of Americans are out of work. Then he talks about the epidemic of a liberal shift on social issues. The Kelly File. Hillary Clinton started speaking with a Southern twang in a speech she gave in South Carolina. The Baltimore District Attorney's Office says their Twitter was hacked and that they were not responsible for favoriting controversial tweets. And Republican presidential candidate Rick Santorum is a guest to talk about his view on the future of Iraq and on immigration. On Hannity, Michelle Obama has been giving commencement speeches across the country. They criticize those speeches. And they talk about a scandal continuing to plague Hillary Clinton's campaign. There is not new news there. Peter Schweitzer is on just to say what he has been saying. Switching over to MSNBC, all in with Chris Hayes. Dennis Hastert, a Republican and former long-term Speaker of the House, has been indicted on federal charges. They say he was being blackmailed and he paid his blackmailer $3.5 million. Putin says the U.S. and Switzerland does not have the power to prosecute FIFA. And last October, Laquan McDonald, a 17-year-old, was shot and killed by police in Chicago. Surveillance footage of the shooting has gone missing. The Rachel Maddow Show. She talks about Dennis Hastert's indictment. They talk about GOP presidential debates, and she talks about Russia. Many journalists, activists, and other Putin critics have met untimely deaths or mysterious illnesses. The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell. They talk about money being the deciding factor in the American political sphere. O'Donnell talks about a report yesterday by Bill O'Reilly. O'Reilly gave this report that congressmen are flying first class and living large all the time. O'Donnell says that most congressmen pay for their flights through campaign funds, and when they fly first class, it's frequently an upgrade for frequent flyers. And basically, O'Donnell is just defending congressmen and women, saying O'Reilly is wrong to say that they're all fat cats living large. And there's a campaign, Give 'em 20, where people videotape themselves doing 20 push-ups in solidarity with the military. So now you know.